Welcome in, everybody. My name is Sam. This is another preview for the Edmonton Oilers game today against the Dallas Stars. It is a rematch of the Western Conference Championship final from last season, so there is some big implications on this game. Now, Edmonton, as you guys know, has struggled early on in the season to get started, but they are quickly trying to erase that 0-3 start by winning their last two games to putting them 2-3, which is a very good thing for an Oilers fan like me. But here's the tough test. We face a Dallas Stars team that has only one loss but 4 wins. They are clicking on all cylinders. However, the stats don't really show that they're clicking that well. But we're going to get into the stats, guys. Today's game is going to be all about emotion. The Oilers have to find a way to channel the emotion that they have in themselves as Western Conference champions and trying to prove that that's what they deserve, that's what they are, and it wasn't just a fluke. First thing we need to do as the Edmonton Oilers is we have to find a way to spread the offense. You guys are going to see the lineups here in a minute, and you're going to see that McDavid and Draisaitl being on the same line doesn't actually effectively work for the offense of the team. We need both those guys to find a way to register into the season, get their legs moving, get going, start putting up points so they can start manning their own lines. Next thing that the Oilers have to really focus on is that goaltending duel. I'm assuming Stuart Skinner is going to get the start today, and I hope that he doesn't let in some of those greasy bounce goals. Focus. Lock it in, okay? You're facing Jake Ottinger, who's by far one of the best goaltenders in the league. And if he locks in by the third period, it's tough to score on him. So if you're the Edmonton Oilers, we're looking for a solid goaltending duel and maybe for Stuart Skinner to walk into Dallas and maybe steal a game from the Stars. The next thing I emphasize on is, as I said earlier, was showing emotion. The Oilers in the last two games, they started a fight and they woke up and, well, they won. So maybe that's something that the Oilers might need to do is find a way to get engaged into the game early, because if they're not in that game early, it could be a very tough afternoon for the Edmonton Oilers. And last but certainly not least, we have to get that power play going. We have to get it clicking and we have to work at it. But it's not going to be easy because Dallas has a very good power play. So before we continue, let's go ahead and look at the tail of the tape for both of these teams. Looking at the Edmonton Oilers, they have the advantage in the shots per game, face-off, and power play percentage. Oilers shooting at 31.3%, face-off is 55.7%, and their power play is at 7.7%, which is not really the best. It's actually relatively low in comparison to the league, so we want to see that number improve. Their penalty kill is 59.4 or 57.9%. Their goals for is 11. Their goals against is 18. They have 2 wins and 3 losses. Dallas, on the other hand, their shots per game, they're not a very high shooting team, but they average about 26.4 shots per game. Face-off percentage, the Oilers do have the advantage as their face-off percentage is much higher than the 48.1%, and that comes with our centerman, the skill that we have, and we're very deep down the middle, so that works in the Oilers' favor, which is going to be good for face-offs to control the zone, the offensive zone. This is where the power play is going to have a little bit of difficulty. This Dallas power play, backed by Jake Ottinger and Miro Heiskanen, is at 94.7%. They don't get scored on. It's tough to score on them. They are working hard. That specialty team on the penalty kill is going to be insane for the Edmonton Oilers to overcome. But if they overcome it today, that'll be a great thing. The Dallas Stars have allowed 13 goals have put in 13 goals and have allowed 8 goals against. So they don't really get scored on. They're at the bottom of the league in terms of how many goals they really let in. That is a testament to the defensive prowess that Dallas still has. They have 4 wins and 1 loss. And we're going to see how Dallas plays out this game. And hopefully we can use some of the advantages that we have and maybe get another win and erase that 0-3 start. Looking at the Edmonton Oilers lineups, They're pretty much the same from last game. The only change that's going to be made is most likely Stuart Skinner is going to start today, and Podkolzin is moving down to the fourth line, while Matthias Janmark jumps up to the second line. As I said before, it is important for the Oilers to really find their offensive game. Corey Perry has been stepping up. Jeff Skinner has really found his touch, but Victor Arvidsson needs to find a way to get his scoring touch. Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid, who just got his last goal, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, all these guys have got to step up. So the Oilers are going to keep it status quo except for those two changes. On the back end, we're going to see Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse and Troy Stecher, which I think is a very good solution right now. I don't think Stecher is going to be playing with Darnell Nurse the whole season. Look for the Oilers to potentially sign somebody or bring in a player via trade, but that's probably not going to happen until the end of the year, maybe before the roster freeze in December. But who knows, if Stecher keeps that position and the Oilers are successful, maybe this might work long term. And looking at the Dallas lineup, they have some pretty good quality players. I mean, when the Oilers were playing Dallas last season in the playoffs, it was to the Oilers' advantage that Rupe Heinz was not available, because when he came back, he absolutely made it tougher for the Oilers to win. So the Dallas Stars pretty much have the same roster that they had last year, except for a few minor changes by bringing up some younger players. But realistically, the one we should be worrying about is Jake Ottinger in net. Casey DeSmith, also a very good goaltender. So it doesn't matter which goaltender they have, this team is going to be strong and united as one. So it's important for the Oilers to have a really quick start to this game, and we'll see what happens. Let me know what you guys think of who is going to get that first goal, who's going to win the game, and maybe a surprise character witness shows up in the game and surprises us all and just takes over the spotlight. But let me know what you guys think. I want to thank you guys as always for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the follows, everything, guys. It means forever to me. Yes, I said it means forever. It means time. So thank you so much for that. You guys enjoy. I will see you after the game.